Hello, this is Father Capoverdi. Just give me a second here to set up. I think I'll maybe sit right here. Maybe I'll move this across. Hang on. There we go. Okay. And, sorry about that. Let me get on Facebook here. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. This is Father Giacomo Capoverdi, and I'm a little late getting on Facebook here, but let me do that now. And we'll get the live feed on Facebook. Let's see. We do that. Okay. All right, and hang on. Live streaming. Streaming with, Hang on. Thanks for bearing with me here. Okay. Okay, so welcome on Facebook. We have also YouTube live. I'm streaming live here, so forgive the crudeness maybe of some of the video lighting, or hope everyone can see. So I'm just filming live here. I'd like you to make some comments. It's great. Susan's watching. Okay, great. Great to see that you're here. And, this is, really trying times, and, but we know we have God to help us to get through our difficulties. And this is what prayer is all about, right? We spent a lifetime preparing for this, really. We constantly, seek God's help, and we love him, and we trust in him. We know that he'll never forsake us in any way because of his great mercy that he has on us. And, we've gone through much more difficult, trying things, and there'll be other things maybe even in our lifetime. As I mentioned before, it's like we living of the greatest generation. Will we be the greatest generation? What will that mean for us? Will people look back at us and say, wow, they handled this pandemic so well? And really what we have to do too is pray for unity in our country. House divided among itself will fall. So if we're as divided as we are as a country, as a nation, and if we're really just, constantly bickering about things, it's really not going to help us. And it's going to really harm us. So we really have to look at our efforts, and we have to see what God has in store for us, because we know he's in control. Especially today, I want to see Francesca. Francesca's here with me. Say hi, Francesca. And Francesca's here with me. So she's watching too. Aren't pets a great consolation for us? If you do have a pet, I know at this time, especially, we're kind of cooped in our houses, and it's nice that we have a little, little helper around, or someone to cheer us up or make us feel better because of their, presence. It's a great blessing. It's a great gift. So just want to say hello to everybody who has tuned in. And I'm watching. If you have any comments or questions that you'd like me to answer, I'd be more than happy. That's why I wanted to make myself available during this time. I know that I want to give a big shout out to my brother priests. Pray for them. They're doing such great work. I've been watching online. My friend Dom Roberto from Sicily, and they're really, as you know, the Italians are really in tough shape. So he's hanging in there and doing well, but it's been challenging. So a shout out to all my brother priests who are doing such great work out there. They're celebrating masses, and they're giving us a glimpse to see what their churches are like, how they celebrate mass, and I've been appreciating that, the beauty of their churches, and keeping up our routine. That's really the important thing, is staying well, staying healthy by keeping up your routine, whatever makes you comfortable to do in the course of the day. We should do it, and we should do it together. I see some parishioners from St. Leo's here. Connie is here. How do I address my senior who? It's a really good question. It's unfortunate. Senior year is always such a great time, a great blessing. My nephew actually is a senior at Bryant University, and he is his whole semester has been interrupted, and he was looking forward to graduation, and he's worked very hard. He's a senior at Bryant University. So out of World War II, we were really needing to rebuild, and there was a tremendous situation that took place in our world. Europe was devastated, and there were a lot of divisions, and there were a lot of problems, but and I'm sure that those who were, seniors in high school were worried about going to war, and they did. Baseball players and we even went to war, and actors, did, and so it was an interruption in their life, but they came back a stronger person, a better person. And whenever we endure a tragedy, whenever we endure a difficulty, we always come back stronger. We always come back with a greater resolve, that we have conquered something, that we have managed something that was very, very difficult for us, very even somewhat harmful or dangerous. We have to to overcome these things is really how we are able to get stronger. So I would say to your senior that it's unfortunate, that this happened. It wasn't in your plan or in our family's plan, but you're going to look back at this, tell them, and it's going to be something to talk about. It's going to be, my senior year was interrupted, and we had to make all these provisions and everything, and and then, wow, look at where we are now and how well we came out of this. And that really is what it's going to do. It's going to make our country stronger, and it's going to bring a greater sense of God into the world too. Because as we've been floundering, and I was thinking to myself, like what's going to happen in 25 years from now? The way our parishes are decreasing in number, and the way the older people are going to their reward, and the millennials just aren't coming to mass. We can't expect them to all of a sudden have an awakening, maybe on their own. Maybe they would, maybe they won't. We just have to work hard toward that. But I was thinking, how are we going to manage this? And, this could maybe be something that millennials and younger people will start to realize, hey, life is dangerous and life is hard, and there are problems that can occur, even worse than this one actually can occur, and a lot worse than this one. And I better think about my mortality. I better think about my life and reevaluate it and really start to prioritize. That's what we do now in our home right now. We're prioritizing, right? We're not going to go out right now and buy a $500 pair of shoes necessarily to have them come in the mail, right? You're not going to go online and buy a brand new dress or a brand new suit, and have Amazon bring you an electronic, toy. You're going online to prioritize, say, okay, I need this, I need that, I need toiletries, I need, so that's, you're prioritizing, and that's what we do in a crisis. And really, we should always have that mentality. Maybe they will teach our young people that mentality. Hey, look, prioritize. Remember when we were going through the pandemic, we weren't frivolous in what we bought, and we were frugal, and we prioritized and things. That's what we need to do when it comes to our life. As much as sports is really, important for kids, and I'm a big sports fan myself. If I had children, I would be the coach, I think, of the Little League team. I would love that. So, that would, but should it replace Sunday? Should it replace, us, going to mass on Sunday? So that, really is maybe something that can come from this. And I think that's really in any kind of tragedy, there's always blessings that come from it. And, why, like I said, we admired the Greatest Generation is because, they found scrap metal in junkyards, and they, for the war effort, and they had curfews, and they had to shut their lights at a certain time, and they had rations, and, so all of this happened, and they can tell these stories now, and that's why they're kind of different. Let's face it. The Greatest Generation was different than the baby boomers. It was different than Gen X, which is what I am, or different than the millennials. So it really will make heroes out of us, and it's helping us all to realize what's important in our life and our family, our friends. And think about, like I said, when we're out of this, how joyful we're going to be. Sometimes we can take people for granted. We could take family members for granted, or, it's like, I got to go see this one, or I got to go see that one. And now we just can't wait to see people and family and friends, and like I said, try to keep your regular routine and try to continue to, keep busy around the house. I'm working from home, right? So if you can work from home. This is what I'm doing. I'm working from home. Everybody else that can is working from home too. Whatever job they might have. They might be an IT guy, and they have their computer at home. And my niece is working from home. She's a school teacher at St. Augustine's, our home parish in Providence, and she's working from home. My nephew, her husband, is working from home too. He's a chef, so he's, I'm sure, cooking really nice dishes for his family at home. So he's working from home too. So, we're all working from home. And as a priest, I'm working from home. We working from my chapel, Rectory chapel, to bring mass and devotions. And that really is what we need to do is like I said, keep busy and keep praying. So, if anyone else has a comment or question, when it comes to funerals right now, we're having like graveside funerals right now, like not a funeral, but a prayer service is what we're doing. We're going to have a nicer ceremony after. And that's something you can tell a senior too is, you can't have the ceremony now, but, you can do it later. But that's what we're saying to our confirmation kids, that our confirmation was canceled, unfortunately, but we'll have it again. We'll have the confirmation, and it'll be beautiful when we have it. So it's something to look forward to. We have a lot to look forward to. And right now we're just all slowed down and really, have a lot of time to reflect. I don't have a question. I just wanted to thank you for what you're doing. That's very nice for you to say. I appreciate it. And they follow me, have been doing so. That's really wonderful. And all the blessings, all the nice comments. That's really been helpful to me. And we just have to trust in God. That's why today it's so beautiful that we have the Feast of the Annunciation. Think about that, the Feast of the Annunciation, where Mary completely trusted in the Lord. I mean, think about it. Her whole world was upside down, really. God had turned her world pretty upside down. She thought she was just, going to be married and have regular children like everybody. But someone asked, will you be open for Easter? My guess is that we will not be open for Easter. That's my guess. What we're going to try and do is have palms be made available in the doors of the church, so you can come up and and get palms. But as far as Palm Sunday and the church being open, I doubt it. I'm not saying I know for sure, but I would say try not to count on it, because I doubt that that's actually going to happen. But like I said, you can come into church and get palms. Your protection, not mine necessarily. But I don't know. Obviously I don't want to be responsible if I'm a carrier or if I have it in a real, I don't know. I just take precautions. So if you see me with a mask on, don't get nervous or anything, or think I have it or anything. I don't. Just let you know. I've been feeling very well, thanks be to God. But I do want to wear a mask. And so at 7:30, I hear confessions 7:30 in the morning, 7:30 Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday at 7:30. So I'll be outside, for those of you who know our campus, in between the parish center, which is like the catechism building where our preschool is, and the church building. So there's a little walkway area in between, stationed out so people can't come close to where we are, so they would hear the penitent. So I really made it, hopefully, very secure for us. Someone said, I know we have dispensation from the bishop to miss, so I've been going to mass in a parking lot. I think, see, for me, I really don't want to celebrate mass in a parking lot. And I'm not criticizing guys who do, priests who do. I think priests are very inventive and very innovative, I should say. And I respect what they're doing. And I think sometimes we have to think out of the box, and I think they're doing that, and I appreciate that. I think it's fine what they're doing. And I'm not saying that it should be invalid or it should stop or anything. I don't think so. But for me, I'm not really a big fan of and seeing it on, online, streaming online. To me, you're not receiving communion, and it's kind of still the same thing in a way. It's a little different because you're there, but I don't know. Yes, at this time, do we send a check to the rectory to support the parish? That's very, very important. I appreciate you asking that question. Yes, absolutely. I know that did I give enough emphasis in my expression? I know that everyone's strapped. I know they all have, you all have your concerns financially, but not to say that I'm worried, or not to say that I think, Immaculate Conception is going to close tomorrow because of this. But I have to say, we do have our bills, and, we usually get, between 6,500, 7,500 a week. And sometimes it goes up to 8,000, a week. Sometimes it goes up to 8,000. Sometimes it's 6,000 or around there, 7,000. So that's a lot of money to be losing, for 2 months. So, if I really hope that, people who will contribute by mail. You can mail the envelope. You can drop it off in the mailbox as well. There are different ways in which you can, contribute. Mailing it is always, the easiest thing. But, really, please consider that, because it's really, really important. And no matter where you are, no matter what parish you're in, for my brother priests, I'm sure they would appreciate me saying this, as I would appreciate them saying to my parishioners, please make sure that that you're supporting your parish, because it's pretty, dire in a sense. We want to make sure that we can, support our parish and buildings, and and the ministries that we have. We have the soup kitchen here, or not soup kitchen, but food pantry here, which is open. Food pantry is open. If you know anyone who it's irregular hours, who needs food pantry service, then, please tell them. So that was a good question. So like I was saying, I'll be looking and see if you have any questions. But like I was saying, it's a feast day of the Blessed Mother, and she was, of course, her life was turned upside down. She wasn't the Lord and Savior that Israel has been waiting for centuries and centuries. Um, you know, but she trusted. And that really is what we really have to remember is we have to trust in God. And we know that from past. I mean, even the whole country right now is in the same predicament, but there were times in our life, right, when we were in predicaments, right? I can easily speak for that myself when I felt like, oh man, like the whole world was collapsing around me. Like things weren't going well and there were problems and, my own personal problems. No one really knows about them except my spiritual director a couple of years or 3 years ago, so we all have this, I'm not saying anything, that's going to make shock you that I have, my issue. Come here, come on. Just like we have these personal problems in our past. And what did we do when we had personal problems in our past? We prayed the Divine Mercy Chaplet. We asked God to forgive us of sins. We went to adoration more. We went to Mass, although now we can watch it online. So that's really what we did in the past, right? When we had to overcome personal challenges. Come here, Francesca. Want everyone to see you again? Huh? Come here. Yep, this is Francesca. Francesca. So, like we had personal problems to overcome in our lives, how did we do it? They were just as traumatic maybe as this is now, but only everybody is going through it at the same time, as opposed to just us going through it. Let's face it, many people have experienced bankruptcy. Many people have experienced job loss. Many people have experienced their income dropping. For all things that, have happened in a person's lifetime. It's just, we're all going through it now. And I don't mean to be political and I don't want to get people upset by being political, but, we have to trust in our president. I'm somewhat of an admirer of his, and I really trust him. I'm really glad that he's our president because he's a businessman. He knows the markets, he knows companies, he knows businesses, and he comes from that world. He himself had to undergo some financial difficulties in his life that he's bounced back from. So, I think God placed him in here for a really important reason. That he's somebody who can handle this for us, and I really trust him to lead us. Just my opinion, though. I don't mean to get political, but I would hope that if it was a person I didn't support, that I would still be as supportive of that president at this time. We all have to, whether we like him or not, or whether I liked his predecessor or not. If this happened under his predecessor, we would all have to rally around that man and say, okay, we're in a crisis. We have to be, supportive of each other. And, that's really important. So I think that's, a good position to come from for our country. So we'll get back to, these tragedies that happen in our life that we got through, we got through them. As a matter of fact, think about the most difficult thing you've ever had to do in your life. We've all had it, something really, really challenging that maybe even not many people knew because it was really none of their business, but we were going through it or our family was going through it. And we relied on the strength of God, right? And he got us through it. We got through it. And, when you're down, the only place you can go is up as long as you don't drop out. And that really is, the essence of what it means to be a Christian. And, too, people are worried financially about it. And I don't blame you. Of course, we're all worried about our finances right now. But, think about the fact that the economy was really strong when this happened. And thanks be to God, it had all the makings of just being a really beautiful, strong economy with everybody working. And, well, that's not going to go away. Once we get past this, all those jobs will still be there. People still will need to work, and the economy will be booming again. And the stock market will be up again. It will be stronger. We'll really be stronger because we're starting to realize things like we can't rely on other countries to have our medical supplies made, for example. We've made some bad decisions in the past, and they're coming home to roost, like in the past 40 years or so, just bad decisions. And maybe this is even an awakening for the church. Maybe the church needs to reconfigure, who we are and what we're about and how we can be even better. Maybe that's something that, that the church can reevaluate. Do we need, and especially in New England, 50 parishes in a radius of 1.5 miles, and all these people going to parishes where, they live right next door to a church, but they like the priest better in the other parish. He's, somebody who, just, I don't know, is different than the other priest. And so they go to the other guy, I don't know. Maybe maybe the church will be forced, to reconfigure, how we do things, and it'll bring the church together too, and help us to get holier. That's the key too. It's call to holiness. This is really going to make us holier. I don't know if we're going to be richer as a result of this. I don't know if we're going to be more prosperous, or I don't know what we're going to benefit from it otherwise. But if we can benefit being holier as a result of it, boy, then it's really all going to pay off. Parishes have those signs, that say, all are welcome. I was thinking before all this happened, and I probably will still do it, but obviously I have other things to worry about right now. But I was in the process of maybe talking to the parish council and saying, we should put a sign up in our church that says all are welcome, right? Which is a great thing to say. All are welcome to strive for holiness. All are welcome to strive for holiness, because that really is why we're Catholic. It's why we believe what we do, is because we want to strive for holiness. And we have the great saints. To imitate holiness in their personal lives, and how they overcame tremendous tragedies and difficulties and problems, and they overcame it. They overcame it through prayer, through private prayer, through the sacraments, celebrating the sacraments regularly, and that's how we're going to get through this. And so it was great to have you watch. Francesca here is, was part of it. So thank you for watching. Now at 5:00 we have Vespers, and then 7:30 we have my next talk, which is going to be really important. It's going to be spiritual communion, how to make a spiritual communion. And that's going to be really important for us now as we, tragically have to abstain from Holy Communion. So let's all be focused on that. It's really important. Hey, you biting me? All right. So may God bless you. And I'll do this again. I'll announce it when we're going to do it. Maybe we'll do it in a couple of days or so, and maybe sooner. I don't know. We'll see. Tell me what you think if you want me to do it again. Nice spending this time with you. It was nice seeing everybody, who's watching. Some of my cousins are watching, and like I said, people from my former parishes. So I give all of you a very special hello and blessing. So have a great afternoon. I'll see you for our other prayer times, and God bless.